Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a dynamic effort lower day. But a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. Reach down there and do that. All right, today we went back to the safety squat bar, and I decided to go relatively light bar weight, pretty heavy on the band tension, and I set my bands this time to where there's a lot of tension at the bottom. I don't want any slack. I wanted at least 40 or 50 pounds of bands when I get to the bottom of the squat, and then the 130 at the lockout to make a nice aggressive strength curve. Overall, I was happy with these. I did these with really short breaks. It took me something like 3 to 4 minutes to do all 7 triples. I think I'm going to go over to mostly triples for my speed work. I mess with the 5s, and the more I look at it, I really think 3s are going to be my sweet spot. Just in general, as far as getting transfer over to 1 rep max, that's kind of a complicated topic as to why it might be that way. But it's something I've said in the past, that a lot of times when we're looking at speed work, we have certain bar speeds we want to hit, but we also want our total concentric time to equal the same amount of time we would on a true 1 rep max. So for me, that's probably around 3 reps gets me there. And I decided to do that on deadlifts too, to again, give me a little more total pulling volume for speed, because I do want to focus a little more on deadlifts. I feel like as soon as I get my belt squat in, my squats will come back up, because the belt squat was really critical in me getting to 600 before, but it was getting to be unsafe, extremely unsafe doing it with just plates and boxes with the sort of weight I was using. I did purchase a belt squat today, so hopefully I should have it within the next 2 weeks. Should be less than that. Cross my fingers. And, so we'll start using it. And that should help me get my squat back up. So in the meantime, I'm going to focus more on getting that conventional deadlift up, because that will actually help my sumos and stuff. So I want to do a little more volume on the sumo pulling. I did 5 triples on the speed pulls today, and I felt like I ran out of steam. I was really running out of steam. I wanted to try to push it out to about 7, but with the heavy bands and running a big deficit, I felt like I was running out of steam, so I called it there. And just basing that on where my work capacity is with this stuff. But the speed squats all felt good, and I think again 7 triples is a pretty good sweet spot overall. I felt like on this last set right here, the bar speeds were pretty good, and I was happy with the triples, because again, the 3rd rep nice and fast where I want it to be. So I think I have that pretty close to dialed in, and if anything, I might keep the weight there and get more aggressive with the band tension, right? Because I get a lot out of bands on the speed work for me, especially on speed squats. I feel a unique hit from it. Speed pulls, I did these off a 2.5-inch plate. That's what these red Rogue training plates are, or whatever they call them, the competition training plates. They're 2.5 inches thick, and I went ahead and wore some Tims to get boots on. I probably need to get some good chucks to pull in. But that creates a pretty big deficit overall. So again, rate of force production. And I really, because I want to work on my lockout, I felt like that deadlift against the heavy bands, my lock was really soft the other day. Not happy about that. And again, what type of deadlift variation helps the lockout the most? The deficit does, right? Oh, some people are going to say, I don't know about that. Really, I do. And I made a post a while back on my private Facebook, and Tom Martin, who I am friends with, Tom Martin. We've had some cool chats. Because again, I did live in the UK for a while and was judging powerlifting meets and in the powerlifting scene there. So we had a chat about that, and he said, yep, I've been telling people this for years. Deficits increase your lockout, and block pulls increase your speed down low for people who miss just off the floor. That's what Tom Martin thinks. He's a phenomenal coach with a ton of elite lifters, and he himself has broke a deadlift world record, an open world record. That's his opinion. And I had stated that opinion, and he chimed in and agreed and said, yep, I believe the same thing. So again, how do we work on that? For the speed pulls, we can pull off a deficit. So what does this mean for us? Well, it's the higher rate of force production involved for you to follow through to that lockout. And if we're going to do speed work, rate of force production is the name of the game. So that deep deficit then against heavy bands, right? Got to try to maintain that speed all the way through. Got to maintain that speed. And I did it, but I ran out of steam after 15 total reps. So it's like, that's it. So after that, I decided to rotate again. I've been doing the wider stance, wide stance, good morning. I decided to go back a real close stance. I'm inside shoulder width, trying to get as deep as I can in that position. Again, I want to work the back a little more, a little bit less hip, a little less adductor, wanting to put this back to back and hamstring. It's what I really want to hit. But really for me on these today, it felt like more back and glute. But I need to work on my erectors. I need my upper back to come up. I feel like my upper back may be limiting my deadlifts at the moment of me really getting a big max. So the safety bar work, and then again, this sort of variation hits the things that I need to hit. So that's what we're going to do. I did 311 for 3x5, and this was pretty challenging. I'm going to try to ramp up on it for a few workouts, and then I'll rotate. I'll rotate back out. That's the thing, though. I'm going to rotate movements a lot. We try to progress for a few workouts, then we rotate with something that does the same job we want it to do. So I'll try to add 5 pounds next time I do these, or 2.5, whatever. These were pretty hard though. Right, that last rep, I'm really struggling to keep that chest up at all. So it was good. Today I decided I'm going to focus more on traction stuff. I think on the back end of my lower days, I want everything to be traction. And since I'm going to do 2 types of rows, I'm going to start doing some weighted pull-ups maybe. And I think that's good because this is phenomenal for grip. What was I doing the axle bar for? Well, to get some of the upper back and mid back and to work my grip. Well, pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, especially with the thicker bars on the rogue rack, are a phenomenal grip trainer. This will help my grip continue to come along. My grip is holding fine, but I do want it stronger. So I went up 5 pounds over what I did with these the other day. All right, went up 5 pounds, and I think I'll keep some pull-ups in, and I'm going to be rotating those. I also should have pretty soon the Rogue multi-grip attachment for the top so that I have 3 different grip widths of neutral grip to go with the pronated grip. All right, so I've got all these pull-ups. I don't think I'm going to do chin-ups or supine curls again. Now that I look at it, it's honestly not worth it for longevity for me. So since I'm doing this hardest setting that I can fit inside on where I do a hyperextension at the bottom on a glute ham raise, and I got 6, 6, and 7, I decided to add 5 pounds to this one with this style that I'm doing. And I couldn't get my full 3x5. I got 5, and I got like 3, and I hit failure. I actually hit failure on the 3rd set, so you guys will see that. So it shows you that these limit sets, these were true 5 rep maxes. I didn't have another rep. Because we saw that because I couldn't even get 4 by the time I got to the 3rd set with good solid breaks. So again, very effective. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to do mostly 5s and 6s right now. And it's a big part of it, like I said, also because I'm doing mini workouts now and I'm doing a lot of GPP and a lot of restoration work. I'm getting so much overall pump volume from all of that. I don't even care about 10s right now for the most part, other than things like the reverse hyper, maybe some hammer curls, whatever. Going for straight mechanical tension because I'm working these different energy systems. I'm working these different rep ranges because of all the other work anyways. Let's just get some hard tension, focus on some myofibrillar growth, right, with my main workouts. And I might film eventually. I need to film some of the mini workout stuff I do because people ask, what do you do? And by the way, the belt squat will be part of that. It's something I can do with that. All right, supersetting that with stuff like reverse hypers for very, very high reps with lightweight. It's good stuff right there, and it's all traction. But notice my last movements today are all traction based on the spine. And when I add the belt squat, that'll be another one. So everything outside of squatting, deadlifting, good mornings on my lower days is going to be traction based. Again, this is to facilitate recovery because of the workloads I'm doing and the weights I'm lifting overall. All right? We need that restoration. We need that recovery. We need to put that back in traction. And that's one reason I'm so big on the reverse hyper. And you guys get a good side view of my hamstrings there. Realize how big they are. These are not the best angles. I've rearranged this. That back corner where you see the incline bench now is where my belt squat's going to go. Because people have already asked. And yes, now people can see my whole rack full of bands and stuff up there. I have a lot of bands. Right, I have a lot of bands, so you guys can see. But overall, happy with today's workout. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.